Well, hello everybody. I'm gonna wait for some people to join. I'll get myself set up right now while I wait. I'm not sure what's going on, but it kind of looks like my connection is a little laggy. Maybe. Look a little laggy, right? Okay. Hello everybody. This is Angela. I work in Art City at City Museum. And today I'm going to teach you how to make a little critter out of a toilet paper tube or a paper towel roll. So start off, I'm going to tell you what you need. You're going to need a stapler, hot glue, or tape, depending on what you have. I have a stapler today. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, which I have. You're going to need, I said two tubes, paper towel tubes, or 3 toilet paper tubes. That's just in case you mess up, you can do it over extras. You will need 2 of these though, because you got to make the tail for your little thing. You're going to need a hair dryer, which most people have, a pencil so you can draw out your sketch, and you're going to need paint brushes. If you're also going to need paint, you need paint. If you don't have paint, you could use crayons or color pencils or whatever would work for you. Let me put that back there for now. Okay, also, what else do you need? You're going to need a rag to wipe off your brushes with. For some reason, my light is in and out today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm going to try to fix this. Let me try to fix it. Very sorry. Hi, everybody. Okay, let's see. Sorry about that. Okay. And then, maybe that'll work. Does that look okay? Lighting all right? I hope. Let's try this again. Thought I had everything set up perfect. And now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look perfect. And give me just a second. Hi, Nance. I'm having a technical difficulty. Okay. My lighting keeps going in and out. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, maybe if I raise my window, that'll help a little bit. I can't tell. Okay. All right, so let's start over because that was a really bad start. You need paper towel rolls. You need toilet paper tubes. I said 3. Do 3, maybe 2 of these. Yeah, it's still not working. Give me a second, people. Sorry. All right, let's see what we got going now. Hi, City Museum. Having a technical difficulty. Give me just a sec. Okay, hopefully that'll work. Let's try that way. Thank you for the love. I need it right now. Oh, I'm crooked. Okay, I hope that looks okay. Let me check it on my feed. All right. Yes. Maybe. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, this is what we're making today. We're doing these little critters out of toilet paper tubes. This is a fox. I was gonna do the a little raccoon as well, if you all are wondering what you need for this project, the description is in the video, and also I'll tell you need a hair dryer that's to dry your paint if you're using paint. You're also going to need a stapler with some staples, at least 3 staples, scissors, paper towel and toilet paper tubes, brushes, a medium, a small, maybe a large, depends on what you have. You want a rag for drying your brushes in between colors. Also, you're gonna need you're gonna need a cup of water or a thing of water. This is my favorite, and I want to show everybody because I think it's really cool. My husband bought this for me a couple of Christmases ago, and it seriously is one of my favorite things that I have for painting. So it has this little thing here. You open it up. I have old paint, which I'm going to peel off, on here, and then you can put your water in there. It's got like little ridges to clean your brushes off. Those are great. Not sure where he got that, but I love it. It's one of my favorites. So make sure you have a cup of water or something like this to clean your brushes out. I'm going to peel this off because I forgot to peel my paint off the other day. Oddly satisfying also. Okay, clean my paint palette. Oh, some of it's still wet in there. So, all throughout the years of me working in Art City. Hi, Kavika. All throughout the years of me working in Art City, for some reason, all of us artists have this thing where we have these glue cups that has the glue in them. They got like lids, and it's made to where if it falls over that the glue doesn't spill out all over the place. Well, there's always, at the end of the day, there's always glue, you know, that's stuck just like this to the top of the lid. And it used to be always a thing to see who was going to get to peel the glue off the lids in the morning. I don't know. Strange, I know. But it was fun. Anyway. Oops, I just dropped my hair dryer. Today is just gonna be great. Okay. Where's my hair dryer again? Okay, so now that I got that mostly cleaned off, get the rest out because it bugs me. We're going to put my stuff aside for a second. Put your paintbrushes aside. Make sure those are out of the way. Scissors you can use. Put your palette off to the side. All right. So I have a toilet paper roll. I also have a paper towel tube. Basically, what you're going to do is, if you have a toilet paper roll, then hopefully you have 2 or 3 of those. You're going to take the top of it, and this is going to be the ears of your critter. Oh, so this is the 2 little designs that I have. I have a fox and a raccoon that I designed over here. Now, I did the fox today, or last night for my example, so I think maybe I'll do the raccoon today so everybody can see it. However, I don't know if I want to make my raccoon gray because I like multicolors. I like lots of colors. So I might do my raccoon blue or pink or something like that. Okay, so once again, here's the examples. For those of you that are just joining us, we are doing this paper towel or toilet paper roll critter. See him? He's cute. Okay, so I'm going to set this. Okay, so you're going to take this tube. If you have a tube, you want to cut it. Let me cut it so I can show you. I'm all over the place today. So, cut your tube if you have a paper towel tube. Try to get it straight. If you don't get it straight, what's going to happen is it's going to lean. See how it leans when I set it down? Okay, so if that's the case, just kind of cut the little extra off of it. All right, there you go. Now it looks like this. It's a little taller, but that's okay. And then you're going to take the tube and you're going to, on one side, you're going to push down. So you're going to bend it like that, right? And then kind of squeeze a little bit. So that's part of the ears. And then you're going to take the other side and you're going to push that down. Also, you know, you can make like little, with these things, you can also make little gift boxes for people, like put little things in there, little cotton, and stick whatever you want to put in there for the person to decorate it. They make really cute little gift boxes. But today we're just going to do this, all right? So now I have my ears. We folded the top. We got the little ears, so now you know what's what, and then you can unfold it just so you know, because you're going to have to paint it, all right? So, first thing, or second thing I should say, set my scissors aside for a second. If you have a second tube, which I hope you do, because you need to make your tail for your second tube. That's why I have this one. So I'm gonna attempt to do the raccoon today. I'm gonna attempt to do the raccoon today, and since I'm gonna try to do the raccoon, it looks like my screen is very dark. Is it dark? It is. What is going on? Okay. Try that. Better. That's better. Okay. Goodness. Well, it's definitely entertaining today. Okay. Anyway, so you're going to take the one that you folded. Where is he? Here. Okay. You're going to take the one that's not folded. Sorry. And you can either draw your tail or not draw your tail. If you know how to just cut the shapes, then you can do that. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to draw a tail. So I'm doing the raccoon today. So my tail has to be kind of like that shape. Okay. So draw my tail. I'm going to start from the bottom. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of draw my lines on there for my raccoon tail, because I want those on there before I paint it. Now, if you don't have paint, you can use crayons or colored pencils to do this. And if that's the case, then you just draw it, you know, try not to do such a rough sketch because you're trying to make it with crayons or colored pencils. So try to do it a little more defined. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now I have my raccoon tail, and I'm going to cut that out. So I'm going to cut out the tail. I hope everybody is doing well today. It is Thursday. I feel like sometimes these days are blending together, stuck inside. Okay, I'm just going to kind of cut that because here, cut that out. Okay, all right. All right, there's my raccoon tail. All right, so now I can set that aside for a second. Also, when you're doing your painting, you want to make sure, absolutely sure, you have something on your table, because you're going to get paint all over it. I think it's paper. I think it's brighter. Oh, you think it is? That's possible. Maybe it's the paper that's doing it. Yeah, oh, you're right. That's weird. Why is it doing that? Okay, note to self. Don't put the paper up. Okay. Anyway, so now that we've got that figured out, thank you, City Museum. Okay, so now that we got that figured out, now you want to draw your face on your tube, okay? So this is what we're doing for those who just joined us. We're not doing you could do the fox if you want. I'm doing the raccoon, but this was my example. I did a fox last night for the example, and then today I'm doing the raccoon. Oh, sorry. It's getting dark again. So the raccoon. Okay. Now, I'm going to draw out my raccoon face, and I want to look at this for a second because it was just kind of a rough thing I did. Remember where you're putting your ears, like how you folded it for your ears. So I'm just going to fold it back down for a second so I can see where my ears are, so I know where to put my eyes. All right. Ears. Toilet paper tube projects are a lot of fun, and goodness knows we all have a lot of them right now. So I thought this would be appropriate. All right, so I'm going to draw my face on. I hope everybody can see it. And since I'm doing a raccoon, he's got like this little thing at the top, so I'm going to draw that little line at the top of his head. And then kind of pull it down. I hope this turns out okay, because I didn't do one of these. Okay, so that's my first part. All right, and then once I have that done, then I'm going to do the nose. So I'm going to here. Round. And then with the nose, you could do kind of like a little rectangle in the beginning. See that right there? Kind of a little rectangle-y thing. And then before you like come over and do the rest of it, you want to pull it down like this. Ready? Can you see that? Okay. Kind of to a point. And then give it a line at the bottom. And then my little raccoon is going to look like it's feeling a little salty today. So he's going to have right now it kind of looks like a kitty cat. But we'll fix that. Okay, and then next you're going to take and put, if you're doing the raccoon, you're going to put the eyes, so that like the mask of it. So you want to create the mask first. My daughter loves raccoons. She has a ton of raccoon stuffed animals. Okay, well, that looks better. Now let me show you what I got. There's his little mask. And then draw his eyes. I draw big eyes on mine, so my raccoon is going to have huge eyes. Okay. I don't know if I like that or not. Oh well, we're going to keep it like that. We're going to keep it like it. I think I need to extend his nose a little bit. Make his nose a little bigger. It looks like a cat. That's okay. I'm okay with it. I like cats. Okay, but once you put the tail on, he will look like a raccoon. See? All right. And the next step is to paint it. So I'm going to undo the ears again. Unfold those ears. So now he's unfolded. And here's the paint. I should have said you also need a paint palette, but if you're not going to be mixing paint, you don't necessarily need a paint palette, because there are times where I just take the paint and from the tube and just kind of squeeze it on the brush. You could do that too. What color do I want to paint my raccoon? What color should I paint my raccoon, City Museum? Give me an answer. Give me an answer. Blue, pink, gray. Okay. I suppose I will paint it Green? You want a green? Okay, we'll do green. I will do a green raccoon. City Museum says green. All right, green it is. Green. So I have green. It looks like the same color as my shirt. Scissors aside, clean your workspace up. You always want a clean workspace, right? Clean your workspace up. Right here and here. Plug in your hair dryer so you have that nice and ready. It might be a little loud with this, but it shouldn't take too long to dry it. It is acrylic paint, and acrylic paint dries super quick. Another City Museum said blue. Now what do I do? Blue and green? Do I do blue and green? I'll do blue and green. How about that? Blue and green. We'll do... Okay, we'll use these colors here. This, and this. How about that? That looks good. Okay. So give me some of this. Now, I am going to just put some in there. If I need more, I'll get more. Oh, I love paint so much. It is my favorite. They always just look so good. Okay, there. All right. Move those out of the way. Do I see that? Okay. All right. Next. Next is to start painting. Here we are ready. I think I'll paint the tail first. Or no. I'll paint this first. Decisions. Okay. I'm going to start off with the body color. So the body color, I think I will do... Okay, I'll do green. Maybe I need to lighten them up a little bit. So I'm going to mix a color because... I'm going to mix the green because it's a little too dark. Once it dries, it'll dry darker than what it comes out of the tube because acrylic paint does that. So I'm going to mix it up with some white. And if you don't have a mixer, that's okay. You can always use the end of your paintbrush. You never, ever want to mix paint with the brush because what happens is, here's a little lesson for you. If you mix the paint with your brush, then what happens is that paint, the different colors that you're mixing, clumps up inside the brush and doesn't necessarily always mix together because it's in your bristles. And then when you start to paint, you'll get like a different color. It won't be all the same. Does that make sense? All right. Now, sometimes when I do this, sometimes I feel like my paint is too thick. Like I think this paint that I'm using is too thick. So what I like to do is take a big paintbrush. Remember, be careful you don't get paint and stuff on your table. Take a big paintbrush. And I like to just add some water to it. And that kind of thins it out a little bit. What's that? Clean that off. Now, when you're not using your paintbrush, but you're still doing the project, you want to leave your brush, like if you've already painted, you want to leave your brush in the water while you're doing your project, because if you don't, what happens is the brush dries out and it gets bristly, and you don't want a bristly paintbrush while you're doing your project. So let me mix this up again, because now I added water to it to thin it out a little bit, to make it flow a little easier on your toilet paper tube. Okay. All right. Wipe that off. Put that back. Okay. And we're off. Grab a paintbrush. I'm going to use the big one. And I'm just going to start painting my raccoon green, because City Museum said I should paint it green and blue. So green and blue it is. Just kind of paint around the drawing areas that you did. Now, if there's a spot that you can't get to, that's okay. You can just leave it blank and then go back with it with the smaller paintbrush that you have. Now, chances are, if you put this on thin, super thin, then a lot of times it dries before you get to the other side. But I think this may not be as dry as I'm going to want it. Face. It just so happens that I'm kind of used to doing this because that's what I do. I paint. So getting next to the lines is pretty easy for me. All right. Paint his little body. All right. Toilet paper tubes are nice because your hand fits right inside it. All right, add some more. Watch my ring. Get paint on it. I'm pretty used to having paint all over me. At City Museum, we sometimes use acrylic paint, but the paint that's on the paint table is a washable paint, and it is tempera paint. Tempera? I think it's tempera. That's how you say it. I could be wrong, though. Anyway, that's the kind of paint we have that we use on our paint table for everybody to use. So I always get that question, is this washable? My answer is always, I always say, well, it says it is on the package. It says it's washable. Okay. Now, if you get paint on your hands, be sure you don't touch your table. You want to wipe your hands off before you touch anything else. I just got paint on myself, so I'm going to have to clean my hands really quick. And I usually will just dip my hands into my paint water because who cares, right? You're just going to get dirty again anyway. All right, so this is still wet. So what I'm going to have to do is, and what you need to do is, turn on your hairdryer for a few seconds and dry it. So I apologize for the sound. It is going to be a little loud for a few seconds. What you could do is, when you're doing that, you can kind of test it by touching it to see if it's dry yet. Mine is not completely dry yet, so I'm going to do it again. All right, it's getting there. It's still kind of tacky, but it's not as bad as it was. Now let me wipe my hands off really quick with some of my water. I did get some paint on my hairdryer, but that's okay. Hair dryers work great for art. You can dry your stuff so much quicker. I don't know about with oil paint though. I don't know how that works because I don't usually use oil paint. All right, dry my brush off. Okay, and then I'm gonna want to do the tail really quick. So for the tail, I'm gonna use a smaller brush. And I'm gonna paint the tail. Probably won't have to use, you probably wouldn't have to use a hairdryer for the tail because you're just gonna set that aside because you're gonna have to do the face, you know, so while you're doing the face, the tail can be drying. Probably should have done the tail first like I originally wanted to. All right. Now, if you don't want those lines that you drew showing, you could just paint over them. Also, I want to show you what I got so far with that. Green raccoons. So those of you that are just joining us, we're making these toilet paper tube critters. This is the first one I did yesterday evening, and now I'm doing a raccoon. And if you want to make this, since you've came in late to to the video. I have all the supplies that's needed in the description of this video. I hope everybody's enjoying these as much as I am. These are so much fun to do with people. And then I'm going to try to hide the lines on mine. All right, so that's what I got so far for the tail. All right, so we also, City Museum decided that they wanted me to paint blue also. They wanted the blue on the raccoon. So I'm going to do its eye mask in blue because that would be cute. So here we go. So since I'm doing the mask in blue, I will also have to do the stripe in the middle of its head in blue. Also, so the example drawing that I did at the beginning, this one, I will have that posted on this, I will have that posted on in like the comments of the video, so that if you want to go back and you want to do the other one, you can do that one too. So paint his little eye mask. Just take your time, no rush. That. All right, do the other side. And then I'll show you what I did as soon as I get it painted. One eye is bigger than the other. You know, I always seem to do that. I have to go back and fix it. Okay. All right, so there is the mask. Huh. Okay. And then I'm going to do the stripe in the middle of his head. I used to teach teach art to homeschoolers. I did it for, I think, close to 3 years, I believe. And so it taught me, by doing that, to paint upside down while teaching people. I guess it came in handy because now I'm using it for this video. All right, so there's his middle of his face there. Okay, and then I don't know what I should do for his nose. Maybe I should have done it green. I'll mix a little, maybe I'll mix a little green with some of this other blue, so I make it a little bit of a different shade, so it kind of stands out. And then go around that, because I want his little face to look a little different. I think maybe instead of painting his little nose on, or his little stuff on, maybe I'll just leave it like that, because that's a lot of detail to do. And then I do have a tinier brush, so I'm going to use that to get right in underneath that mouth. So this is what I got so far. And I'm going to use a teeny tiny brush to get under his mouth right there, under his little lips. All right. And then just kind of work it up there. All right, that's what I got so far. I hope everybody's is coming along good. And then since I did the blue on the eyes and the stripe right there, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do blue on the tail. So I'm going to take some blue And I'm gonna stripe the tail. Here. All right, there's one. Hope everybody's coming along okay with it. Right, here's the other one. Okay. Now I got the tail pretty much done. Now if you want to add accents or a little shading or anything to it, you're more than welcome to do that. But for now, I am not going to. Then I'm going to need the eyes. So for the eyes, I want to do black eyes or dark brown eyes. I think I'll do black eyes. And a black nose. So let me get some black out. Don't need a lot. Okay. And then a little bit of water to it because it is into the brush because it is kind of thick. All right, then wipe that off and go in and paint the nose and the eyes. So I'm going to paint the nose. Well, since I got the black out, I might as well go ahead and make the line for the mouth. So I did the nose, and now I'm just going to go ahead and line the mouth since I already have it out. I was just going to leave it drawn. Okay. And then to paint the eyes. Now you could do your raccoon any color you want. I'm also going to need some white, and so will you for the eyes, because you need to put white around the eye, and then we're going to do like some little white dots in the middle of the eye so that it looks like there's kind of like a little light glare or something on the eyeball. And I'll show you what I got so far. Oh, it's coming together so cute. I love these colors. I probably would have never thought to do blue and green. Thanks, City Museum. Okay, and then I'm going to need white. For those of you just joining us, we're doing this toilet paper tube critter project today. Okay, and I'm doing a raccoon. Okay, and then I'm going to need white. So I could do the white around the eyes and the little glare. And then it is still a little thick. So I'm going to add some water to my white, to some of my white there. Mix it up with the tip of my brush because remember what I said, you don't want your paint clumping in the brushes and then whatever. Okay. Water and paint, whatever, mixture. Okay, so then I'm gonna do I'm gonna put like a little outline around the black part of the eye so it looks like an eyeball because I did not do that. So hopefully I can make that look all right by just adding a little, whoop. See, I got that on my table. Good thing my table is lacquered. Put that there. Be careful. Okay. Round. You all can see this. Okay, and then I'll show you as soon as I get done. So there's that. It's coming together nicely. Add some more. Around. Okay, so both eyes are done. And then now, once you have that, once you've done that, once you have that, I see comments, but I don't see comments. Okay, and once you have that, then you're going to take your white, and this is kind of cute. You're going to put little dots. I like to do like 3 little dots at the bottom part of the eye, and I'll show you. It just completely changed its little face. See the difference? Okay, and then so 3 dots on the other side. 1, 2, 3. They don't have to be the same size. They could be different sizes if you want. They don't have to be in the same configuration either. I had paint on my finger and got it. Okay, then now there's that. And then you want to put kind of a glare on the top of the nose of the raccoon. So I'm going to show you that. So let me put like a little glare on the top. So a little teeny tiny glare on the top. Make sure you don't have a lot of paint on your brush. There you go. See the nose? Okay. Now I'm gonna go over my blue again, and I'm gonna kind of define it because it's not very defined. It's the lines don't look straight or crisp, so I'm gonna go back over it and crisp them up, which you can do too to make it look a little more crisp and a little more defined. Okay, got most of that. Go back over it a little more. Okay, almost done with that. And then I will turn on the hair dryer to dry it so that you can fold the ears down, right? Because we want to see what it's going to look like with folded ears, because we're almost done. This was a fun project. I've never done this one in Art City. I think now that I've done it, I might. Just because this one was a lot of fun. Okay, before we end though, I like to do, I need to fix this really quick. And then I gotta dry I had blue on it, so now I'm just going over it and touching it up because my finger had gotten into this blue and touched my raccoon. Okay, little touch-ups here and there. This is the final stages. All right, now I'm going to clean my fingers off a little bit, and then I'm going to take my blow dryer and we're going to dry it again. And the next thing is the tail. So for the tail, you got to figure out what side you want it on. So let's see, here or here? Here. Okay, and once you have your tail done, I think maybe I should have done another stripe because you can't really see it. But once you have your tail, this is the part where the tail gets, I'm going to add another stripe because I don't like that. The stripe is not, I can't really see it too much. This is the part where the tail gets stapled onto the back or taped or hot glued if your paint is dry. If your paint is not dry, do not do it until your paint is dry. Because if you staple with wet paint, what happens is, and I know this because it happens a lot in Art City, your stapler gets caked up with glue. and then it doesn't want to work right. Then you got to go in there and operate on your stapler. All right, so I cleaned that a little bit. Now I'm going to dry it because it's wet. Okay, and then you're going to staple it on. So I'm going to take my stapler and have right here. Figure out where you want it. I want mine right there. That. Now, once you're done and you have it stapled on, if you want, you can paint the back of it. But we didn't paint it because we wanted to make it easier. Okay, so here's the tricky part. Stick that in there. Push it down to where you think you want it. I think I want mine a little further over. Okay, then once you have that, and looky there. Okay, now that this is dry, now you can push your ears down because this is the last part of the project. So you want to take your tube that we already folded in the beginning. Oh, it's so cute. And then you're going to fold it down again. Oh, nope. Put the back folded down first, and then fold the front down. That way you can't see the back coming up. Mine's giving me a problem because where the tube curls around. Okay, there we go. And then just give it a good squeeze. And mine kind of looks like a cat. That's okay. I'm okay with it. It was supposed to be a raccoon. I guess it looks like a raccoon. But there's your project. So we did these. Now, feel free to watch the video again. If you have any questions about City Museum, you can go to citymuseum.org. It has all of our information on it, including memberships for when we reopen again, and that will help support us. Also, I want you all to have a great day, and don't forget to join me tonight at 7 o'clock for the adult craft. You're going to love it. Have a great day.